Heard from Wade.
No, he said at 3:30 he was coming, he was getting a part for his one. Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start tonight's workshop. First is public comment, nobody signed up. Pledge of allegiance, a moment of silence, will be Thursday night in the Cannon County School Spotlight, and then we'll have roll call. First on the agenda is approve the July 10th, 2025 revised agenda of the Cannon County Board of Education to include a correction to the June 12th, 2025 minutes, also in addition to number 7. Anybody have anything with the agenda? Number 2 is consent agenda. A is to approve the June 12th, 2025 regular meeting and the June 23rd, 2025 special called meeting of Cannon County Board of Education. And B is approve overnight and out-of-state trips, trip number 4883, Cannon County High School cross country at Shawnee XC Camp, July 17th through July 20th of 2025. Any questions on the trip or any minutes from the last meeting?
No, that's a great trip for them.
Number 3 is financial reports.
Have anything yet. We're still closing the year. Our consultant closes with us sometime the last week in July. We did have a good year, and I think we're putting some money back in the fund balance, so that's always a good thing.
Any questions for Douglas? Thank you, Mr. Douglas. Number 4 was the supervisor's report. That was in your packet. Thank y'all for the reports. Anybody have anything on that? Supervisor? Yep. Moving on, number 5, Ms. Julia appointed Deputy Director of Cannon County Schools Thursday night. Number 6 is clarification and possible action on policy number 6.312, use of wireless communication devices. Option number 2 that was approved at the June 12th, 2025 board meeting. Ms. Julie?
There was just some, there was just a little bit of confusion. We wanted to make sure that we were, before we started working on the procedures to follow that policy, that we were looking at the option 2, I think it might have been stated as B or something like that in the meeting, but it's the option 2 for the entirety of the day for students not to have their wireless devices for the entirety of the day. Is that the correct? Is what you all had wanted? Okay. That, we just wanted clarification before we proceeded with coming up with procedures to address that policy.
So you need no action.
We don't need any action on that one, no, sir. Action should be.
Okay. Yeah. That's what was on the
Yeah.
agenda. Okay. Number 7 is clarification and possible action on non-eligible licensed and non-licensed personnel receiving a $2,000 bonus. Ms. Julie or Mr.?
We just need clarification when we're talking about the part-time personnel. There was $1,000 was mentioned, $2,000 across the board. I know we said you all had voted on the $2,000, but we have part-time personnel that work under 30 hours a week. Our bus drivers, our tutors, and we wanted just clarification as to, was that $2,000 for them as well, or was that $1,000 for them? With the stipulations that they ended the year with us and they had worked 120 days, as did the other criteria for the 2,000. Is that correct, Douglas? We need that clarification.
And bus drivers.
Right.
And also, I don't know about the tutors.
That they fall into that as well. Mhm.
So we got a clear understanding of who is part-time. Right?
Yes, those
There is a list that, okay, part-time, there's a list.
part-time personnel that work under the 30 hours a week and have worked for 120 days that year, this past school year, and the end of the year with us.
I mean, bus drivers work every day, but they don't work all day.
Correct.
But I think that's the kicker is
Mhm.
who is working as a part-time person.
That would be bus drivers, that would be the tutors that we have that are here. Miss Kathy, you can
Yes,
speak
we
to
have,
the time hours they work.
Right, they had 20 hours a week.
So again, we just need to know as far as
And you've got,
paying them.
you've got some part-time teachers too, don't you?
Yep.
Mhm.
And maybe some part-time bus aides, we have.
Yeah.
You got any custodians that are part-time?
No, sir, all of us full-time.
We did, but I guess full-time.
Some of the bus drivers do work in the school all day. A couple of those, so, but I'm sure it would classify them under the full-time.
Under the full-time, yes, ma'am.
They wouldn't get the 1,000.
No, correct.
What we've got to do, we've got to, once we get clarification on this, we've got to prepare two budget amendments. The first one, of course, are the ones that we know about, the teachers that the state's paying us for. And then the second one is for the teachers and other personnel that the state is not paying us for. And that, of course, will come from your fund balance. And both of those will have to go before you and then the county commission. And payroll would like to pay that in August for several reasons. So we'd like to get that worked out. That's why we'd like for you to meet back for the end of the month for us to present the budget amendment so the commission can pass some at their August meeting and then we'll be ready to go to payroll.
Clarification needs to be made, and it'll have to be a motion on Thursday night about who gets $2,000, and if we choose to give part-time people $1,000 to kind of match the percentage of pay that they get.
You already said the 2,000.
So that's good.
So that's good. We just need to know about the part-time personnel.
The motion for
The
the
motion for the
part-time.
part-time personnel.
Everybody on that same page about that?
I was with Teresa, we listened to the motion 2 or 3 times before we decided we needed clarification, so.
Sorry.
That's okay. There was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Okay. Any other discussion? No. Number 8 is to approve the FY 26 consolidated federal funds. Further resolved that the budget of the school federal projects fund be the budget approved for separate projects within the fund by Tennessee Department of Education for the 25-26 school year. Ms. Kathy?
It's federal and complicated. So this is just our, grant that we received, Title I, Title II, it included IDEA, Title IV and Title V this year. So it's just, there's a form that you'll sign Thursday night approving that. And then as far as anything that falls under that, if it's approved by the state, that means it doesn't have to go before the board again.
Okay. Any questions? No. Number 9 is the approval for agreement document for interpretation translation services.
Ms. Kathy?
So we, of course, our population for ESL student population has continued to grow. One of the things that we are needing is a person that can translate. We do have some devices at each of our schools for IEP meetings, parent-teacher conferences, and that sort of thing. But it's still a device, and not a person. So we would like to contract with a person to provide those services, both oral and written. So that would include student handbooks, translating those. Anytime there's an IEP meeting or an ILP meeting for ESL families, that person could be a part. And that doesn't have to necessarily be in person, but that could be on a phone conference, that sort of thing. So you have the agreement that we have landed upon for approval, but that's just something we're needing. And of course, it will be contracted services, so there's a criteria that they would need to fill out a timesheet and activity log, everything would have to be pre-approved, processed, and that sort of thing. That's just about it.
I don't know. Thank you. Number 10 is to recognize the agreement between the town of Woodbury and Blue Solutions for the installation of speed cameras at Canyon County High School and Canyon County Elementary and Middle School school zone area.
All we need for this is just a motion to recognize whatever that statement says, Thursday night.
We have any information that have a timeline or anything?
Have we heard there's already, there's some cameras by the high school, aren't there, already?
Oh,
Okay. I haven't heard of any of what the timeline is for those. When we got past 10 minutes, I thought there was already some at the high school, but if you haven't noticed.
I'll look
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay. What, drive slow?
Well, they've already gotten me, but
Didn't need to know that.
I'll find out in about a month.
So, but we can look, I'll see what I can find out about a timeline for that.
Any questions? All right, number 11 is contrary bus drivers like to address the board concerning the contract. Denise, I think you had requested. You got it?
I'm sorry.
You got it?
Yeah, basically, we were just asking for the renewal of our 3-year contract. We've been given a 3-year contract the last 2 times, and that runs out in August, from what I understand. And we were just asking for another 3-year contract there.
You said August 1st.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there an increase? I didn't see one in our packet. Didn't see.
They had originally asked for 9%.
Right. Yeah, I had already been told that was approved, so that I didn't address that issue, so
It's in the budget, but
okay.
that's for.
Anybody have any questions? Statements? Moving on to number 12. Approve the following policies. Policy 1.102, student board members. Policy number 1.700, school district goals. Policy 5.110, compensation, guides and contracts. Policy number 5.500, discrimination, harassment of employees. Policy number 6.304, student discrimination, harassment, bullying, cyberbullying, and intimidation. Policy number 6.411, student wellness. Policy number 6.600, student records.
There's only one policy that need you all to look at, and that's the 5.110, and that's the compensation guides and contracts, where they have left it up to the districts as to whether or not they want to include compensation to the estate of a deceased teacher for accrued service leave, so for personal days, sick leave, things like that. So that's up to you all if you would like to compensate the estate or not to do that. It's not something that we have in the budget, so it'd be something that would need to be added.
Any other questions on that? All right, Number 13 is to approve purchase of a Paxton Patterson lab curriculum and furniture for the Cannon County High School CTE room. Ms. Kennedy?
That should be the middle school.
Sorry. Cannon County Middle School.
So it's been settled that they're going to use what was formerly known as the band room. We've worked with Paxton Patterson for the last several months. Initially for the other room, they came down and did a rendering for us. And then since we moved the room, they came back and, measured that out. And you have the rendering in your packet, should have been in there. So this includes 15 modules, is what you're looking at, including all of the individual student stations, storage. In the back where it says Cascade in case, that's going to be a storage compartments as well. Paxton Patterson is part of the buy board that was approved last month. But I did also go into a couple of places to try to find some comparable items. They have a sole source, so what they offer is pretty niche. I wasn't able to find some company that gave you the individual components per program of study with the storage compartments and the student stations. I went to Reality Works, and you have that quote there, and that's only for, I think, 8 of the stations compared to the 15, which is what we're getting with Paxton Patterson. That alone is $197,000. And then I tried to find just some furniture things that might be comparable. Of course, these stations are set to fit each component. So if there's a cosmetology section, it's set to fit the barber heads, all the equipment. If it's electrical, it'll set to fit all the electrical components and things like that. So we're ready to roll with it. I have her on deck because I said I told her, if this is approved Thursday, I need it installed by before August 1st. Please, thank you. And we've worked with her since February, so she's kind of put us on the list. So fingers crossed, if we do get approval Thursday, that she can go ahead and kind of rock that out for us. But you have the pricing of the Paxton Patterson that's on 2 separate things, one for the furniture and one for the modules. What questions do you have for me?
This is your band room.
It's going to go into what was formerly the band room or whatever it's going to continue to be. These are all mobile sections. So if they move a year from now or 2 years from now or whatever, everything in here can be moved to a different room.
If they do band.
Yes, like if they decide to move her somewhere else or do whatever, then these can be moved.
Because it was built for band. So.
Right.
And this is all grant money, right?
It's all green. Yes, sir. This is our last year, so I may be coming to you guys monthly to get this spent. Have some happy guys.
Any more questions? All right. Number 14 is to schedule a board retreat, plan, goals, objectives for the upcoming school year. Does somebody, y'all want to do this during the week or on a Saturday?
Saturday.
What month do you usually?
Usually September, but I mean, it can be,
First time was October.
yeah, I mean, it's just whenever, a lot of it's when Ben has openings too. So if y'all want to shoot some dates, I can ask Ben, or I can ask Ben tomorrow what dates he has available between August and October. And bring them Thursday night. You know what I'm gonna do?
That'll probably be better.
I can,
The only day I know of is the 27th of September.
no, September 27th.
Correct.
Not available on 20th of September.
Okay, 20th and 20th.
Are we doing a Saturday?
Yes, if that's okay. That's up to everybody.
20th of September.
Those may not even be available. I can just get a list of dates. Tomorrow. Okay. I'll bring that Thursday night. 15 is the scheduled board, special call board meeting in July for budget amendments. We have we got two, when do you need it? How long do you need Douglas after Thursday night?
A week or two.
So do you need it like the 28th, 29th, and 30th? Because they'll meet, no, they won't meet till the 7th, right?
You could do it like the 22nd or the 24th,
I'll
something
be
like
out
that.
of town. Country.
What about the 29th?
Okay, with me, I should have it done with them, sure.
Can y'all do the 29th?
Mhm.
What time y'all wanna do? 5:30?
Leave it up to them.
6? I mean, it don't matter, it'll be,
I can't get here. Jessica, do you prefer 5:30? I know you
I
like.
can do 5:30 or 6, whatever.
whatever's easier for y'all, it don't matter to me.
I'm good. whatever.
What-
As long as it's
Y'all think about it
5:30 or
between now and
after,
Thursday.
I'm good.
So 5:30?
5 or 6, whichever one they,
I mean, if everybody can get here at 5:30, that'd be fine.
5:45.
Split the difference, way. 5:30 works for me.
alright. Number 16 is director's comments, you got anything or not, Ms. Julie?
Just that, Mr. Brandon is here, the new principal of the middle school, and so wanted to make sure that introduce him, and then I'll have some more Thursday night.
Alright. Number 17 is chairman's comments, I don't have nothing tonight. 18 is adjourned, meeting is Thursday night, July 10th, at the Canyon County Middle School Elementary Cafeteria at 6 p.m. Thank y'all.